It looks like we have about 20 participants. I want to give it maybe 1 to 2 more minutes so that other people can join, so they hear the whole presentation. So if everybody would just hold on for a couple minutes, we'll be right with you. I think we should start. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. I know that you are interested. We're very excited to have this webinar with all of you today. We're going to talk about a couple of our graduate programs and maybe the differences, so you can determine which degree might be the best one for you. With me today, I have Zahra Safavian. She is our Chief Product Officer. I'm Cathy Plunkett, who's the Chief Academic Officer, and I'm very excited to welcome Raphael Wanjiku, who is our newest full-time faculty member. So I'm going to start a little bit talking about Nexford and our MBA program. So Nexford is a new university. We've been around for about 4 to 5 years. We are licensed in Washington, D.C. in the United States of America by the Higher Education Learning Commission. And we are accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission in the United States as well. So we are licensed and accredited fully in the United States. As we build our programs and we think about what we want for our learners, we make sure that our programs are workplace aligned. That means that we've spent some time doing research, talking with employers, figuring out what are the skills and the knowledge you're going to need to be successful in the workplace. We're globally affordable. If you take a look at Nexford and you look at Nexford's tuition and you look at other accredited institutions' tuition, you will notice that we are very affordable. Our mission is to provide affordable education globally, and that's really what we do. It's really important to us, and it drives who we are. And finally, we have a lot of support. We have success advisors that will reach out to you from the very first course that you take. We have faculty that will be answering questions. We'll do one-on-one sessions with you. We'll do live webinars, things like that to give you support. We also have AI technology, sorry about that, dogs in the background, that will provide answers to questions if we're not available at the time that you have those questions. So let's talk a little bit about our Master of Business Administration. This is a graduate level business management degree, and it's really designed for working professionals. That doesn't mean that people that aren't working can't take it, but we want them to be able to utilize the skills that they learn right away in their career. So we have a general business curriculum that covers things like finance, marketing, human resources, technology management, org development, as well as leadership and management. So it's a very broad-based curriculum to help you in any career that you're working in. But we also have added some things that make our MBA program a little bit different. We have several areas. I believe there are 6 areas of specialization. And that means that you can take 3 courses that are just focused on that topic to help you better understand it. Or if that's an area that you're currently working on with the business where you're employed, you'll get some additional knowledge. Sustainability, international business, obviously, because we are a global university, we want to include that. Enabling e-commerce, FinTech and blockchain is our newest area of specialization because we heard from learners and from employers that we needed some additional information related to finance. Artificial intelligence, which is a very hot topic. Those courses probably will be changing quite a bit in the future. And cybersecurity. So you can take a broad-based curriculum, pick an area of specialization, and walk away with a great degree. So what are the benefits of that degree? Well, first of all, you're going to be able to advance your career, perhaps get a promotion, and improve your earning potential by getting that master's degree. You're going to gain very critical hard skills as well as power skills that help you communicating with others, being clear, creating reports, things like that that are very important. If you take a look at this chart at the bottom, it talks about what's the return on investment. So graduates experience an average salary of increase of 79%. While tuition for most MBA programs is getting higher and higher and higher, the Nexford MBA tuition remains affordable and accessible for global learners because it is fully online, so you can do it anywhere, anytime. So finally, let's talk about our program a little bit. Nexford University has over 1,500 graduates, and that's just in 3 years. We launched in 2019, and we have been successfully graduating students ever since. I have a quote here because I think it's important that you understand how our current learners feel about this program. Nexford makes online learning easy and enjoyable. I've seen a difference at work where I apply. That means I'm using them right away. Advanced leadership skills and guide my team to reach the company's vision. That's what everybody wants. They want to be successful. So we do alumni surveys, and we do them all the time, right? We'll do them at 3 months or 6 months to get information from our graduates. 99% of our graduates would recommend Nexford to a friend. To me, that's stunning and makes me so excited that our graduates feel so positively about our programs because we feel so positively about our programs. 90% feel like they've achieved their return on investment. And again, we've only had this program for 3 years. So in 3 years, they've already seen a return. 91% feel their skill level matches their current position. So the skills that they've earned help them in the position or to move up. And 86% are working at manager or higher level positions. They're getting salary increases, they're getting promotions. And if you take a look at the final chart on the right side, 95% said that they felt like this program helped them for their career. We love our MBA. We think it's a great program and we're very proud of it. It's our bread and butter. But we're creating new programs that we're just as excited about. So this time I'm going to turn it over to Zahra, and she's going to talk about a new program that we've designed.
Hello, everyone. So I'm really happy to introduce to all of you today the Master of Science in Digital Transformation. This is an innovative degree that we designed recently to prepare our learners to be leaders in digital transformation, which you probably hear a lot about. It's sweeping the globe, right? So let's talk a little bit about digital transformation and what it means. We're currently in what many call the fourth industrial revolution. So basically, we had this sort of industry 3.0, starting back in the late 1960s and early 1970s, where there was an introduction of automation, computers, and electronics that really started changing the way business was done. And in recent years, what we see is that businesses are really building on the advances of that digital revolution and disrupting the way they do business from day to day. They're incorporating things like connectivity, that's a key theme, cloud computing, blockchain are things you may have heard of, analytics and intelligence, extremely critical. So, advanced analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, human-machine interaction, it's another theme. You see robotics and automation, virtual reality, augmented reality, and then finally, advanced engineering. which incorporates, trends like renewable energy, nanoparticles, 3D printing. So you may recognize some of these terms from what Cathy mentioned as part of our MBA, specializations. However, what we really wanted to do was to focus on digital transformation specifically and provide something that's tailored for people who want to go into this field. So digital transformation is essentially the process of adopting and implementing digital technology to create new or modify existing products, services, and operations. So pretty much every business across the globe is doing this right now in order to increase the value that they can provide through innovation, through improved customer experience and efficiency, but also to improve their operating costs. Because now we have technology that can help us do things much more efficiently and at scale. Since technology is constantly evolving, digital transformation is essentially a continuous, never-ending process. And what that means is job security, right? This is something where you will always have in-demand skills that are really needed. Let's talk a little bit about, the trends globally. The African Union launched their digital transformation strategy for Africa, which is essentially a strategy for increasing universal digital access across the entire Pan-African continent, and to make African countries not only a consumer of technologies, but a producer. And they want to do this by 2030. If you look at the amount of money that's being poured into the economy, we have already, by 2025, companies like Google, Amazon, Yahoo, Microsoft, and many different governments worldwide, they're putting over 180 billion US dollars into Africa's gross domestic product, right, in the next year or two. So there's a lot of money, and there's a lot of money being poured into the economy, but we have a digital skills gap, right? So a lot of employers are saying, well, we have all these jobs and we want to do this, but we can't fill them because there aren't people, available. In other words, there are a ton of jobs that are unfilled right now where they need people who are really qualified in digital transformation specifically. And we see this globally. And if we look at people in the companies in the next year alone that are expecting to basically have a shortage of employees with qualified skills, we have over 53% of Kenyan organizations, 73% of Nigerian organizations, and 80% of South African organizations said we are going to have trouble hiring people, finding people to fill these open jobs. If we look at the key skills gaps, and these are areas that we have really focused on in this program, one is just in being able to transform culture and the way of working. So change management is really big. 76% of organizations are saying this is a really key skills gap. And then the other is leadership, right? Talent and leadership talent and management. So lack of talent that can help lead these strategic initiatives and plan them and manage them through fruition. So let's talk about the types of roles that we are trying to train people for with this degree. You would have roles like digital transformation manager, IT manager, change manager, right? Digital adoption manager, digital strategist. These are all, as you notice, they're strategic roles, they're leadership roles, they're management roles. They are roles that require strong project management skills, change management skills, business process management, as well as leadership and some of those power skills that Cathy talked about earlier. So those are things that we include in our MBA, but we're really focusing specifically on the application to digital transformation within this degree. It is a strategic and tactical role, typically, that will require some strong technical skills and knowledge. So this degree includes a lot more courses that are covering subject matter that are more technical in nature. And finally, if we look at just entry-level salaries, right, and there's a lot of potential for growth, obviously, in these positions, we see that they're pretty high in comparison to other roles, in different industries and, other verticals. Let's hand things over to Raphael to talk about the value of the MSDT.
All right. All right. Thank you, Zahra, for that. So as you have seen, there is quite a huge gap in terms of the investments that are being made by major companies that deal with technology, governments, and organizations all over the world. And these then lead us to a question of which skills do you need for you to get these jobs, for you to position yourself and to be in line with working with these digital technologies. And the skills that actually you should have should look at the processes that are there in businesses, business model transformation, domain and organizational transformation. And just like Zahra has defined what digital transformation is, we are looking into integrating technology into the business processes, the business models that they are there, into the products, and developing new products and services that are in line with these technologies. And I'm sure all of us are aware of the emerging technologies that are there. There is AI, there is IoT, and these are technologies that are shaping our lives, controlling our homes, controlling the things that we are able to see on the internet. So these skills are very important. And once you take the course, of course, one of the things that you get from the course is developing that digital mindset within the organization. You can be able to lead people and influence how people think about these digital technologies. And again, you'll find that within the course, there are courses that help. There is a lot where you learn about effective communication. You'll be doing presentations to executives, and you'll be using these technologies, reaching out to customers. Right now, like the face of marketing has really changed over time, and people are investing more into digital marketing than the physical marketing. So you need to develop, or you'll get those skills of effective marketing. And again, digital management and planning, assuming you are a project leader who is leading the organization into digital transformation, you'll need to tell people we are moving from this technology to this other technology. And we are moving from this business process to this other business process. And these skills, you acquire them through this program that you're offering here at Nexford. Again, for people who are coming from the IT background or from other backgrounds that are not necessarily business oriented, I know sometimes people have, a problem coping or putting those skills into the business processes. Again, this course will teach you the right skills on how do you see business value and how do you get value from this technology once you adopt them into the goods and the products and the services that you'll be offering customer. Remember, the whole aim is about generating revenues for the business, reducing the cost, and making the customers happy. And you'll be able to translate these IT technologies or these digital technologies into generating value for the business. Again, when you look at the career growth, again, we have seen over $8.5 trillion, which is the gap between the jobs or the value that ought to be created versus the value that is currently being created, $8.5 billion. Again, that tells you there is a lot in terms of how much you can earn if you can be able to position yourself very well and having those skills for your career. And new roles, again, are being developed, not just the old roles that were there. Right now, we have new roles like crowd architects. They were not there about a few years ago, but they are there today. And so the dynamics and new opportunities are being created. And again, you don't have to work in a physical environment. Though the demand for these skills, you can be working, in wherever you are globally and still earning some money for yourself. And again, fitting in an organization that you feel best suits your skills. And again, we're just seeing about these entry-level salaries, and I would say they are above average in regard to some of the start entry laws in tech. And Zahra, maybe you can move to the next slide. And what we are saying here at Nexford is we have looked at this curriculum and what is there in the market. You have your own learner needs. There are things, the objectives that you want to fulfill, whether you're coming from a business background, technology background, and there is what employers needs. And we have done that survey. We have merged those two to make sure that you are able to fit it into the market and still be able to deliver for that employer or be able to get value within your business. Again, here at Nexford, tuition is very affordable. You compare it to other universities that are offering the same course, and we have a world-class faculty, and we have a very huge network of industrial linkages. And now that you're talking about this program, what are some of the things or some of the courses that you will go through? If you look at the courses that are in your screen, most of them are dealing with emerging technologies, because currently emerging technologies is the driving force in digital technology. Look at AI, Internet of Things, robotics and automation, data sciences. Actually, if you look at the jobs that are being posted, you may be surprised that at least 35 to 40% of those jobs or those roles are to deal with these emerging technologies. And again, we do not just look at those emerging technologies. I've talked about communication and effective communication, that you will be able to learn about the art of communication, what corporate sustainability is, and how those technologies can be adopted. And again, how to develop that mind of innovation and entrepreneurship to make sure that you are a good fit and you can be able to see value in technology and translate it into revenue generation, reduce costs for the business, and of course, make the customers happy. And here at Nexford, we have aligned, a very good learning experience for you as a learner. I know some of us may have had quite a bad experience in terms of online education, but I can assure you here, we make sure that we give you all the relevant support. We give you one-on-one office hours. We are available just to get to know what issues are you struggling and get to hear you out, give you on-demand live sessions with the other learners in the course, and make sure, again, we give you personalized feedback, and not just personalized feedback, on-demand personal feedback, timely feedback, to make sure that you are able to internalize these concepts and you can use them to achieve your objectives. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at Nexford in MSDT. Over to you, Dr. Cathy.
So let's see what questions we might have in the Q&A. The first one is, are we to be certified after the training? This is just an informational session, so there's no certification that comes with it, but we're happy that you're here learning about our newest program. The next question is, I like Nexford programs, but is the certificate WES approved yet? WES is not an approving body, and we don't submit any of our degrees or programs to WES for approval. Because it's a US institution and everything is in English, typically you don't need a WES evaluation. I do know some of our graduates were trying to get a WES evaluation of a degree so that they could emigrate to Canada. And unfortunately, the Canadian government does not allow national accreditation, only regional. But Nexford doesn't need to be approved by WES, in case that's the question. When is the program starting? This is really good news. We're very excited about this. It's starting October 1. So if you would like to enroll, there's still time to do so and get started with this new exciting program. Let's see, gotta scroll down, don't I? Is it necessary to have a background in IT in order to succeed in the MSDT field? You don't have to have a background in it, but as one of the admissions requirements, we think you need to have some experience with IT. And so that's, but if you don't, we do have a course that you can take prior to starting the MSDT that will help you with the skills and knowledge you need so you can be successful in that program. I'm not sure I understand the next question. If there's no certification, what is it you get? If the question is after you've completed the MSDT program, you will have a diploma and you will have a transcript. This is a master's degree. It is not a certificate program and it is not a specialization. It is a complete Master of Science in Digital Transformation. Can one take this course without background in IT? Yes, but we will require you to take an additional course that gives you some background in IT, because otherwise it could be difficult to complete the MSDT program. So we want to ensure that you're going to be successful in that MSDT program. Is the tuition the same as the MBA? Zahra, I'm not sure about that answer.
It is not the same. It is slightly higher, but I think if you go on our website, which we have the link down here at the bottom, nexford.edu, we have the rates, because as you may know, our tuition is different per region, where we have lower tuition for some regions than others.
Thank you. Can I attend this course with the higher national diploma? It depends if you have the national diploma as well, but we'll be happy to review it and discuss it with you if you want to contact the admissions office. Yes, you absolutely get a diploma when you finish the Master of Science in Digital Transformation. Some institutions offer a combined MBA MSc degree. Is it possible for NXU to combine the two? We don't have them combined, but what we do have is the ability to transfer courses. So for example, we've had some of our MBA graduates come back to us and say, oh, you've got the MSDT program now. Can I enroll into the MSDT program? And we say, yes, you sure can. And any courses that you did take in the MBA, maybe an area of specialization or some of the electives that are in the MSDT program, will automatically transfer in and you don't have to retake them. You'll get credit for those courses. Are there exams taken physically at centers? No, this is a 100% online program. We do have some proctored assessments that you will need to take, which means you'll need to be sitting at your computer. You'll need to log in and they'll be proctored. You'll have to show your identification, but you don't have to go to a site to do that. Let's see. What are the requirements for MSDT? You need to have a bachelor's degree. That's the basic one. Then if you have a bachelor's degree with an IT course or an IT certificate, a Bachelor of Business with an IT certificate or an IT course, then you can enroll in the program. If you have a bachelor's degree that isn't in business and with no IT, there are a couple of courses that you would take called foundational courses to prepare you. So once you start the MSDT program, you will be successful. How long does it take? It depends on you how long it takes. Typically, we think it'll take 18 months to complete the program. It just depends on your knowledge and how quickly you work. I believe the program is already on our website, and the pricing, I believe, is on the website as well. How long is the bridging course if you're not from an IT background? It's just one, if you're not from an IT background, it's one course. And one course is taken in one term, which means up to 2 months to complete the course. If you complete it more quickly, then you can move forward more quickly. The program doesn't have an automatic scholarship. You can meet with the Nexford application specialist, and you can talk to them about if there are any opportunities at this time for scholarships. No. Is the MBA with specialization in fintech and blockchain the same as an MSDT? It is not. So remember, the MBA is a Master's of Business Administration. The MST is a Master of Science in Digital Transformation. So they are not the same. I'm interested in an MBA with a specialization, but I'm a veterinary doctor. Does my DVM allow me to switch directly to an MBA program? You know, that's a really good question. It depends on what would have been included in the DVM program. It might be that you might have to take a couple of business foundational courses so that we can ensure that you're going to be successful in the MBA. We're happy to look at your transcript. We'd be happy to review that and discuss that with you. What is the difference between the MSDT and the MBA specialization in digital transformation? The MSDT, the Master of Science in Digital Transformation, is completely focused on digital transformation, whereas I didn't think we had a digital. I was just going to say that I don't think we have a digital transformation specialization for our MBA, but some of the specialization courses in the other specializations are in the MSDT.
Cybersecurity, for example.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Can one apply with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science? Yes, one can apply with that. The question would be whether you have any business background or experience. So there might be one course that you would have to take that gives you some business experience.
That may be all the questions.
Okay.
And I put the link to the program page in one of the questions. We do have a page, as Cathy said, that's live, that has all of the information about pricing and, you know, how long the program takes. It has a lot of the frequently asked questions in there as well.
Thanks, Zahra. Is there anything I missed, Zahra or Raphael, when answering the questions that you think that I should have shared? Any additional information?
No, I think you have answered the question very well. So, yeah. So, yes, I can see some additional questions.
Okay, here's a good question. It says, I have an MBA from Nexford and an HND in computer science. How do I combine both to study an MSDT so that I do not have to take foundational courses? If we already obviously have the MBA transcript, so we know you have the business. And if we have the HND transcript, then we would be able to see that you had IT, and then you would be able to go right into the MSDT program. Typically, if you are a graduate of Nexford University, we don't require any additional courses. So please get with the admissions team so they can help answer that question for you. If you have, with my higher national diploma in business administration, can I be admitted to study MSDT? You can be if you've got the national diploma as well. And then depending upon what courses you took, I don't know if there were any IT courses in the business administration management program, but you might have to take one additional course, the one that's IT related, to be able to start in the MSDT program. Can we add to this? Someone would like to send their transcript for review, the admissions email address, so that they have that. Mark, the MSDT does not show content. Are you talking about on the website it doesn't show content?
It should. I think if you scroll down, let me go. Yeah, there's definitely content below. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Are there programming courses in the MSDT? No, there are not programming courses in the MSDT. Is the MSD accepted in the UK? Depends on the university. It's just like for Nexford, when you're asking whether we would accept it, it would depend on where you were going in the UK. But it is an accredited program, which is a requirement in the UK. And we can help you take a look, and we can help you with different universities that we're partnering with in the UK to see if they'll accept it. I have a Bachelor of Science in Economics with experience in operations. Can I apply? Yes, you can absolutely apply. What we would need to see is if you had any IT background, and if you don't, then you would take one course to be able to prepare you to enroll into the MSDT program. These have all been really excellent questions and helpful, I think, for the whole group to understand a little bit more about the admissions requirements for the MSDT program. It looks like we don't have any more questions at this point. Oh, wait, didn't go far enough. Is the MSDT acceptable in other countries like Canada and Nigeria? Again, it depends on the university. There are universities in Canada who will absolutely accept that degree. However, if your purpose is to emigrate to Canada, they won't accept the degree for immigration purposes. I have no bachelor, no MBA, only 30 years managerial experience. Can I apply for the MSDT? Unfortunately, to actually be fully accepted into the MSDT program, you do need to have a bachelor's degree. I think that's a really good question, because one of the things that we have been discussing is how can we give credit for prior learning? And we are currently working on a policy to do that. But we don't have it in place yet. We have a bachelor's program, if that's something that you're interested in taking, and happy to discuss that with you, Mark.
I think there's a question also. I'm a telecommunication engineer with 3 years working at management. Can I apply to the MSDT? And I think the answer would be the same, that it depends on, your sort of bachelor's degree or your undergraduate degree, whether you have experience in business or IT, right? Work experience, I think counts for some of the IT potentially, especially if you have any certifications there. But that's sort of the part of the admissions criteria. But our application specialist can also walk you through all the admissions criteria and help you with that.
The next question is, what is a bachelor? There's a Bachelor of Business Administration. There are several different types of bachelor's degrees. Bachelor's degrees are typically a 4-year degree, probably the first one you would take at university before you would move into a master's degree. How many courses are in the MSDT? There are 12 courses. Can you transfer some credits from the MBA to the MSDT? Yes. If you have completed courses that are in the MSDT and graduated from Nexford, you can transfer those courses into the MSDT program. So that's an interesting question. With my higher national diploma in business administration management, which IT courses do I need to enable me to attend MSDT? Zahra, do you have a recommendation on what types of IT courses would be the best?
Yeah, I mean, we're really looking at the sort of content or the titles. What we look at when we're looking at the courses is things like information systems or information technology management, or certainly any sort of computer science, courses would qualify as well. Any data, database, data, science, data analytics courses would count. We have a list, and we're sort of adding to it, obviously, as we get transcripts in, where we can add, new titles to it that would qualify. We essentially want to make sure that you have enough IT background, and, foundational knowledge to be able to succeed in the program, and not have to be building that up while you are, trying to also complete courses in which that knowledge is, expected. So it's all about making sure our learners are successful.
I have a bachelor's of engineering in mechatronics. Can I apply? Yes, you can apply.
Yeah.
We would review to see if you had the business knowledge necessary to be successful. So you might have to take one foundation course, but you absolutely can apply. I have a business degree from Denmark some 35 years ago. I would absolutely, Mark, suggest that you apply, suggest that you send your transcript in for review. Degrees, while some of the content of what you learned 35 years ago might be outdated now, the fact that you finished a degree is what we're looking for, and it may mean you have to take a couple of foundational courses, but absolutely you should apply. Can I move credit from MBA in artificial intelligence to MSDT because I've completed most of the courses in the MSDT in my MBA? If you've completed your MBA and the courses that you completed in the MBA are in the MSDT program, which many of them are, you can transfer those credits. It will be automatically done for you once you come back and re-enroll and say, hey, I want to take the MSDT. I'm an MBA, I'm a Nexford MBA graduate. They will transfer those credits in for you. I have a 6-month professional certificate in data analytics from Google through Coursera. Can it be credited as pre-MSDT? So do we think that, what you're asking is, do we think that that would work for the IT component of the MSDT?
That would, the IT component, but you do need to have a bachelor's degree in either business or IT field, or some sort of bachelor's degree, and potentially you would need to take, if you don't have any business courses, again, one of the business foundational courses. But this will meet the IT requirement for sure.
Are we expecting any scholarships in MSDT? We're not necessarily expecting them. You would have to work with the Nexford application specialists to see what scholarships might or might not be available for the MSDT program. I'm currently a learner at Nexford University. I'm running an MBA program and my specialization is on enabling e-commerce. Can I also apply? Absolutely. I would recommend you complete your MBA first and then apply to the MSDT program. Any courses that you've taken in the MBA that are in the MSDT will transfer into the MSDT program.
And Dr. Cathy, there was one question which was asking whether there are programming courses in the program, and the answer is no. So we are focusing more on the use of these tools and generating value, for the business. So, but of course, there are some instances where programming may be highlighted in one instance or another, but it does not necessarily focus on programming.
Thanks, Raphael. Appreciate that. The cost of the program, I believe, is on the website. I think Zahra spoke to that earlier.
No, oh, that's a good question. The very last one here. If we're unable to join the session that starts October 1st, well, we have to wait until next year. That's another thing about Nexford that makes us unique is we have a start date every month on the first of the month. So if you can't start October 1st, you could start November 1st or
Mhm.
December 1st, right? So, we don't want people to have to wait to get started on achieving their goals. We want you to be able to start while you're, motivated and ready to, tackle your desired outcomes. So, definitely, if you can't start October 1st, you have an opportunity next month.
Maybe we're done with all of our questions. Just want to give it another 30 seconds because, again, we've had some really great questions here. It's very helpful to everybody who's listening.
That may be it.
Great. Thanks, everybody, for your time today. We certainly appreciate it. We are very excited about this new program. We have strong belief in our MBA program, but we get really excited as we create new programs that are going to meet individual learners' needs. So can't wait to see our first set of graduates from the MSDT program.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing
Thank
you.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.